Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. We're live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, live on YouTube. And thank you to those. I'm going to tip my cup up to you, to those listening on the podcast as well, wherever you get your podcast. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola, Brendan the intern with you here on this Thursday. It's a big game day, I was saying right before the show. Lakers, Warriors, the big battle.
Oh, yeah. Wait a sec. Jasmine was...
Yeah. See, now you know why I was smiling.
Yeah.
Tom thought I was talking about Oilers Sharks.
Oh,
I'm talking about the other battle in LA. Lakers, Warriors, 2-hour pregame coverage right here on the EST Hangout.
Are you
Boom.
hosting?
You guys ready to go?
No, not for that noise.
So I'm just going to get up and walk out.
Yeah, I'm out of here. No, that's cool. Big game, sure.
It's a bigger game than the Oilers.
I don't disagree.
The Oilers
with
should
that.
be done. The Oilers start at 8:30 tonight.
Yeah,
Oilers should be done by 9 o'clock.
they should be.
Yes. Will
Should.
they be?
I don't. Probably knowing them,
Yeah, no.
highly unlikely. Somehow San Jose will be up 1-0, and they'll be scrambling to get the win.
Lakers, Warriors, 8 o'clock.
You know what? That should be a good
TV
game.
night. 2 TV night.
Who should win that game?
It's in LA. I'll give it to the Lakers.
But that's
I'll give
kind
them
of a
the
coin
home.
flip. Like
I'll
they're
give, right now, let me pull it up on CoolBet.
nice.
Because I was seeing what ESPN was showing me. But screw ESPN. We want to know what CoolBet's doing.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
It's
Nice
just
hat,
loaded.
by the way.
Thank you. They actually, I really do like these hats.
It's a nice hat, yeah.
Where is the game on CoolBet? Okay, they're not showing on the main page. Give me a second.
P. Greggy, let's go.
Lakers, Warriors tonight. The Lakers on the money line are the favorite minus 120. Warriors plus 102. But the spread is the Lakers minus 1 point. So,
It's going to be a close one.
Yeah.
This is what they're predicting.
yeah. Over under 229 points is predicted in that game.
Holy smokes.
I don't know if that's high or not for NBA over
Lots
unders.
of threes. Get those threes going.
115 aside.
But isn't that like the NBA nowadays?
I don't know. I don't watch enough association.
No, it's the highest spread of the day. You got 225.5, 215, 225, 215.5, 224.5. So 229 is the highest of the day. So I guess that
Biggest
would be
game of the day.
So we're all waiting for.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of us on the edges of our seats.
Yeah. The Oilers. I think the Oilers going to have it on the bench. We've been watching it, following along.
On their
It's that big of a
tablets.
deal. It's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
We're all focused on this game.
I wonder how LeBron's doing. And
Doing
Steph.
I actually saw, Buddy sent me a LeBron stat, and it was just a ricochet shot to the Pelicans. But it was pretty crazy.
Is this against LeBron?
Well, yeah, it's a head-to-head.
Read it out.
Oh, okay. So
So-
Dusty's going to like you.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Pelicans have been around for 23 seasons, LeBron 22.
Really?
Pelicans, 848 wins, regular season, to LeBron's 1,000.
Wow.
And playoff wins go 22 to the Pelicans, LeBron 183.
Yeah, but when you think of the NBA, you don't automatically go, boy, how about those Pelicans? You know, they've been a formidable unit.
But they were supposed to
absolutely.
have turned it around with Zion.
And nothing.
They were
Zion's
supposed to
always
be-
hurt.
yeah.
He blows up a shoe. He's hurt again.
Although blowing up the shoe was pretty cool.
That was wild. That was wild.
Then we got hurt.
Where did the Pelicans
Screwed
move
my
from?
Duke. They were, so it was the Charlotte Hornets,
That's right.
moved to New Orleans, became the New Orleans Hornets.
And
Then they switched to the Pelicans.
Yeah.
And then it was the
The
Charlotte Bobcats. And then once they dropped the Hornets in New Orleans, they added it back in
That's
Charlotte.
right.
Because
That's right.
MJ is the owner of that team still,
the
right?
He sold.
He
I don't know if he
sold.
still has any
But he
shares
was
in
the
it, but he
one
sold recently.
that
He brought the
changed the
Bobcats
name.
back. Like he brought the Bobcats and he was
Yeah.
part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then did nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
They've been trash for most of their time there.
He's just having a little bit of whiskey.
yeah.
Charlotte
Who doesn't?
Hornets.
Maybe an old fashioned.
I don't know if he fully sold or if he still owns a piece of it.
Golfs in
He's a
Florida
minority
with Clark
still.
MacArthur every day.
With Clark MacArthur?
Yep.
What?
And DJ. I'm serious.
That's a very random person
The pride
that
of Lloyd
MJ
Minster.
is golfing with.
Yes, I'm not even kidding.
Seriously.
No joke.
Well, there you go. The more you know. What a random person for MJ to be golfing with. Of all the people MJ could be golfing with.
They're neighbors. Like MacArthur has a place down there. Dustin Johnson has a place down there.
Right, but it's like of all the people that are his neighbor, Clark MacArthur.
And apparently, this is what I've been told from friends that are tight with him. MJ golfs so much that like Clark's like, dude, I have to work. I have stuff to do. I can't golf every day. And MJ's like, no, you golf with me.
Yeah, just make that your full-time, get that to become your full-time job. MJ, pay me to be your golf buddy.
I think daddy needs to bring home the bacon so they can live there still.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Get MJ to pay for it.
Oh, well then, yeah.
MJ's got the money.
He certainly
plus
does.
MJ could have a full-time golf partner that he could pay with a high salary. I'm pretty sure he can afford that, and it won't cause many issues.
Yeah. Clark MacArthur, very nice guy. Great guy. Met him 2 summers ago. And yeah, we talked about a bunch of stuff like that. And he like, hey, you're from Lloyd. He's like, nobody knows that about me. I'm like, I do. Because I did news there and I remember. And then yeah, we hit it off. He was very nice. But yeah.
He's the one the Oilers gave a bigger offer to than the Leafs. But he stayed with the Leafs.
That's
Is
David
that
Clarkson.
David Clarkson.
Yeah, Clark MacArthur unfortunately had concussion problems and had to retire. He was with Atlanta and was with Ottawa as well. And I want to say he was with one other team.
Was he not with Boston at one point?
Yeah.
Or no?
But like he was good. Like,
Buffalo, Thrashers, Toronto, Ottawa.
yeah, okay, there you go. I think he had a 30-goal season, if I recall correctly. 24 was his best year. My bad. Anyway, really nice guy. Really, really nice guy. And unfortunately, his career was cut short by concussions. And he golfs with MJ now.
Which is still just, that's going to mess with
Isn't
him.
that wild? Neat place.
His favorite team was the Edmonton Oilers. That's what Wikipedia says.
Yes.
His favorite player was Vinny Lecavalier.
Very good player.
I was a big Lecavalier fan.
Cavalier was great.
Where did he finish his career?
LA.
It was LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a wild one. That's not a place that you thought he was going to finish his career.
That's true.
Thought like Montreal or something. Like it always seemed like that would have been a great spot for him to go finish. But great player, and he was part of the team that stopped the Calgary Flames from winning a Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
I will forever love that Tampa Bay Lightning team.
Okay.
Ruslan Fedotenko, thank you for your services. I think they were undefeated whenever he scored a goal in those playoffs.
You remember he had that fight with Iginla?
Yes,
That was a good fight.
that was Game 7, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
There was a fight in Game 7, if I'm not mistaken, because it was one of those. It was a big game, and you don't see that. I feel like it was. Now I'm gonna have to go 2004 Stanley Cup Finals. I think that was like the last time ABC had it for a while. I want Game 7 of that. Oh, and that goal did not go in Game 6.
You don't think that was in?
Nope.
I thought that was in.
If it's because it was in the air and it was angled, it looks like it was in. But
They had another one the other night that they were complaining about in Calgary. Did you see that one? Did you see
I
it?
did.
I don't remember. No.
What'd you think?
I didn't think it was in. Like it's again when if the puck is flat on the ice, yes, you could tell if it's in or not. But the moment it is lifted and it is angled, it messes with your perception of where it is, and that's why it's like I think that's one of the issues that we have with goal line technology and stuff, or like with the goal line cameras, and why we need the technologies. It's hard for the eye to fully judge of did that fully cross or not, and I don't think that was a goal. Was there fighting in this game? There was not fighting in Game 7. So what game was that in?
Ducky reinforces what I said about MacArthur. They golf regularly together. Clark is a member at the Grove. Yeah, that's the place.
When was this fight? There it is. Lecavalier, Jerome McGinley fought in Game 3 when the Flames took a 3-1 series lead at the Pengrowth Saddledome.
Pengrowth.
Oh, Chris Dingman. He was part of that team.
Dinger was part of that team.
Was there any other fighting, or was that the only fight? I think that was the only fight. Oh, what a great series.
That was. Baggio says, stupid Flames, never feel bad for them. Arrogant team and organization.
Arrogant organization? Really?
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever heard that about the Calgary Flames.
No, they're really great to deal with. Now, I know that they're somewhat frugal. I've heard that many times from people who work there, have worked there. But Craig Conroy, Brad Pascal, their PR staff,
Peter Hanlon
and Sean Kelso, phenomenal. If you want to know what organization is arrogant, it's on 104th Ave and 101st Street.
Oh,
There's an arrogant organization.
I've never heard that.
No?
No.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've always been just so pleasant to everyone around them. It wasn't like Bob Nicholson was on CBC Radio one day many years ago saying, oh, this organization needs to be better in the community. Or he said something. It was along those lines.
The foundation raises a lot of money. Hopefully all of the majority is going to where they say it's going.
Here's one thing I have an issue with Sportsnet broadcast, the Oilers. The 50-50.
Oh, we're going to broadcast?
I'm going to go there quickly.
Okay.
I hate that the very first thing you get in an Oilers game on a regional broadcast with Sportsnet is a 50-50 thing. Talk about the damn hockey game. Give me the damn hockey game.
It's their broadcast. They can do whatever they want with it.
Give me the damn... This is one of the reasons why people love the TSN better more than the Sportsnet. Is that, like, give me the damn breakdown of the game right off the bat. Don't give me some sob story right off the bat. You want to do that, that's fine. Do it later in the intermission. Don't do it right off the bat. I just watched a 20-minute period. I want further analysis into this period. That's what we want as sports fans. Don't give me some sob story right now. Save it for the second break or third break.
You know a thing or two about production, which is legitimate. So I stand with you on that.
You won't see that on many other broadcasts.
This is true.
Like, if anyone's fortunate enough to have the NHL package or whatever, you watch the TSNs of Montreal, Toronto, Winnipeg, Ottawa, they'll get right into the game.
Yep. Watch any American broadcast.
That's what people go watch, football, all that stuff. You get right into the game. That's what people want. They don't want to wait till the end. Make Bob run a little quicker. Get Bob going a little bit more. Oh, there goes my phone.
What's going on? Everyone's dropping their phone.
That's like, let's get it going. That's one of the things I absolutely can't stand about the Oilers regional broadcast. Straight up.
Baggio adds, I just don't like the Flames, LOL. I figured as much. Baggio, you don't have to explain, Faizad.
I respect it. I never would have thought arrogance around the organization because they've had nothing to be arrogant about.
Yeah. I find them very good to deal with and have for almost 2 decades.
Although Zach reached out, never heard back.
From the Flames?
Yeah.
On what?
Try to get Conroy.
Oh.
Hanlon usually reaches out.
Yeah, Conroy. We had Craig on Hello Hockey. That was great. Then we had Brad Pascal. Then we had Lanny McDonald. Then we had Jerome McGinley. Like, they've been good. So much so that someone at the Oilers was like, you guys gonna have someone from the Oilers? Well, yeah, sure.
We'll make
Bill
them
Scott
available.
came on. Bill was great. Yeah. Annie Diddle. What was I going to say about the Flames and the Ballot Bob? I was going to say something about them, but
They stink.
No,
They're trash.
Nah, they're going to miss the
awful.
playoffs.
Screw the Calgary Flames.
Sure, I mean,
Screw Calgary.
well, it smells like cabbage.
You got me with that. When you said that.
I was at a dinner last year, and a girl, lady, had moved from Calgary to Edmonton. She was originally from Toronto, and I was like, "How was Calgary?" And she goes, "It was nice. Like, the downtown is better developed than Edmonton." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. It's fair." And she goes, "And the mountains are close." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why everyone goes to Calgary, is to leave and go to the mountains." Or I use the line that you always zip out there. And what is it?
Well, the best part about Calgary is leaving Calgary.
That's right.
Because the things that they always say is, "Oh, we got the mountains right there," which is in Calgary.
It's not.
And they have a great airport with a lot of destinations. So to leave Calgary.
Stampede's fun too, though.
Stampede
I've never had a
is
bad
fun.
time there.
I will be going to Stamp. Patrick Steinberg hosts 10 nights at one of the tents.
10 nights.
10 nights.
What is it? 10-day
Yeah.
event.
Yeah, 10 nights at the Stampede, though.
And
That's
he gets like
month anywhere else.
a wild tab there. So I'm like, Patty, I'm coming down. stay at my brother's place, crash on his couch. Anyway, so I'm like, I use that line. Like, the only reason why you go to Calgary is to leave to go somewhere else. And then I'm like, and it kind of smells like cabbage. Did you notice that? And she like looks at me and she goes, yeah, it kind of does. I was like, oh my God. I got you so good. She's like, why would that be? I'm like, I think it has to do with the agriculture. And
It's the Chinooks with the agriculture. It doesn't mix properly.
Right. And you can grow heads of lettuce much better with the Chinooks. And some of them go bad and you get that cabbage smell in the air.
It just comes and there's not much you can do about it.
Mm-hmm. So she bit on that one hook, line, and sinker, man. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I was kidding about the cabbage thing. She's like, I believed you. I'm like, oh,
You shouldn't have.
it's a fine city.
It
It does need better sporting facilities, though.
Well, they're getting one of them.
Good. Now get us a football stadium, please.
What's the word that they use for it? Flex bathrooms.
Flex.
So depending on the event,
Yeah.
they could design it whether it's a male or a female bathroom.
They do that at Rogers Place. They just turn one of the men's bathrooms into women's bathroom. I think it's for like concerts that are leaned towards a more female crowd.
Lady Gaga comes to town.
Lady Gaga.
You're generally going to have
Okay.
more females.
Yeah.
Flames happen.
Then they got
generally more males.
The women going. Like, there's not many stalls in those bathrooms.
No, but there's
Where?
enough.
In the men's.
And here,
Yeah.
I think there's a more than usual amount.
all I know is
Okay.
the person that ran Rogers Place when it first opened. I don't know if she's part of the construction. Susan Darlington or something like that. She's now involved with the Flames.
Darrington. Yeah.
Darrington.
Yeah, she's from here.
Because I
Nice
saw
lady.
the article of, I think Eric Francis had an article in Sportsnet about the new facility down in Calgary. And she was quoted, I was like, when did she leave Edmonton? It's like 21 or
she
something
was
like that, or
only
19.
at Rogers Place for a couple of years, and then, man, they laid off so many people there. There was one day where I was already gone, but it was like 2 months later, where they actually had a all staff meeting, and they had like a brunch buffet in the club section, and then other people got like these obscure meeting times, and they would have to go up to the offices. So all the staff that were being kept would have to go to the club, and then all the staff that were being fired were brought up individually, and they had like security there. And they gassed like 100 people.
So while people are getting gassed, they're giving a party to the ones that survive?
Yeah, that's right.
You survived! Yay!
My brother said it, and everybody else that I used to work with there were like, it was grim, and everyone knew what was going on. As soon as like the first people started getting let go, they were texting everyone, and they're like, oh my God, what a pile of crap. Not a lot of people are left from back then. Not a lot. There's a few survivors, but yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Was it a good spread?
Oh yeah, they always had a great spread.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the food was good, and the coffee, and then if you had an evening all staff meeting, there were free beers. It was great.
The taste of those loft jobs just were wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, that happened.
EST Hangout. It is presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts, more than 2 decades, helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider Sentinel.ca, 75% off 8 weeks on 10 by 15 units. Offer ends April 15th. Buy Canadian. As I said, Sentinel.ca. Let's get to Hangout headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. From premier golf facilities to the corporate branded products, the Ranch is your all-in-one tournament host, proud host to over 120 tournaments each year, including the second annual EST Golf Classic. They're here to help you execute all your tournament ideas. Book your tournament today. Visit theranchgolf.com. It isn't Oilers or Warriors Lakers that is the Hangout headlines today. It is Oilers Sharks tonight, 8:30. 7:30 will be the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tommy, Hernan, and
Matt Cassian.
is Cass on?
Cass is on. He's not here Saturday. He's a busy boy. Busy boy.
But he's here today.
He's here
here
today.
for the late one.
That's right.
Tonight.
That's right.
Oilers, Sharks. Pickard getting the start, says Knobloch yesterday. Frederick, we won't see him in the lineup. What Knobloch did say was he'd be probably the earliest injured player to come back, maybe at the end of this road trip. Thoughts on this game?
Go in for the kill early. Do not let the Sharks linger. I thought that Pickard should start. To hear Knobloch confirm that, I'm good. Just go with your guns. And there are people who feel like this would be a perfect time for Ollie Rodrigue to get his first NHL start. Matthew being one of them. But I don't think the situation is great for that. I think you just want to go in there, have a very thorough performance and beat the wheels off the Sharks. Take those 2 points, rest up tomorrow in LA, and then be ready for a huge game Saturday afternoon. I fully understand the rationale starting Calvin Pickard. Brendan.
Yeah, I think, like my grandma, she always says, and I've been thinking of her the last 2 days watching this matchup come up, you can't assume you're just going to beat those guys. That's when the trouble comes in, and if they just assume we got the Sharks, we'll roll in there, roll out with 2 points, I'm scared for them.
Are you?
I am.
Trap game?
Trap game.
Did we just touch hands?
We did. You might have touched my finger, but it did feel really nice.
Thank you. I'm moisturized.
It's very soft hands.
Thank you.
Yeah. But no, like you said, if you go in there early, just, play hard, play fast, get pucks deep, all the cliches.
That's
yeah,
fine.
I don't think that you should have big trouble.
Yeah.
It's going to be when you start getting fancy at the blue lines and pucks start going the other way. Next thing you know, it's not going to be pretty.
They defend off the rush so well, Brendan.
Yes, every time.
Yeah.
I never get mad about anything.
No, nor should you.
No.
One thing that now adds to my camp of where I believe Olivier Rodrigue should start with this then is that this could be a trap game. And if you start Olivier Rodrigue and say it's his first NHL start, the players then know, okay, we don't have a goalie we're as comfortable with, as confident in the back end. We've got to be ready to start this game.
Some mental warfare.
Because if we give up an early turnover, it might go in our back of the net because we have this young guy who might be a little nervous in starting there. But this just gives me another reason why Olivier Rodrigue should start this one. Because they even said like it sounds like Rodrigue might get Monday against the Ducks. What's the difference between today and the
a couple
Ducks
of wins could be the difference. And you lock up your playoff spot, and then you can throw him a bone and let him play against Anaheim.
But if you lose against Anaheim or you and beat San Jose, or if you lose to San Jose and beat Anaheim, it works out the exact same. It doesn't change. It's a net equal. So
net equal, but the process in which you got there is different, and I think that's important.
But the flip side to this is I want to be ready for Saturday if I'm the Edmonton Oilers. I want to make sure I get those 2 points because it's a 4-point game. And it's the 2:00 start, Sharks tonight. It's the two things that then also add to me is I want to make sure Calvin Pickard is fully ready to go for that game so we get that win.
I would counter with Calvin Pickard, regardless if he played tonight or not, would be ready for Saturday's game.
But he's
considering tomorrow's a day off.
But that makes 5 straight games that he'll have played.
So what?
Goalies get rest nowadays. So why not play Anaheim? If you need the 2 points, get another 2 points. Go have him play against Anaheim.
Anaheim smoked the Oilers the last time they played.
Yeah, exactly. They're a harder opponent than the San Jose Sharks.
That's the one.
So I would rather have my better goalie against the Anaheim Ducks than go with the guy in his first start. He's not on the trip.
Yeah, but Anaheim's at home.
No, it's not.
Oh, shoot. That's right. For some reason, I thought it was at home.
Uh-oh.
My bad.
So, like,
what if he flies down there?
Just like McDavid did. Well, there is that potential, but that's just where it's like, I'd rather, if he's even, like, at the very least, like, if Pickard plays this entire road trip, then I could understand a little bit more. But if you're going to play Olivier Rodrigue on this trip, I would rather do it against the San Jose Sharks tonight when you have the Kings on Saturday at 1 o'clock Pacific, so a little bit earlier, and have Calvin Pickard ready to go. The Kings, I'll be fascinated to see who they play in goal tonight, because I think over their last 2 games, they've played each of their goalies. So it's not like Kemper's been playing. They've got Utah tonight, so not a difficult opponent. Not the San Jose Sharks, though, at the same time. I'll be fascinated to see who they go with, because if they go with Rittich, they're setting up themselves for Saturday, while the Oilers are focusing so much on the San Jose Sharks.
One game at a time.
Sure, but you also have to look at the big picture here. And if you're, again, going to put, if Olivier Rodrigue is going on Monday, it just, to me, defeats the purpose of this. 2 points is 2 points, people are saying. So why isn't 2 points big important against Anaheim? And I'd rather Olivier Rodrigue go up against the Sharks than Anaheim.
Oh, that's not happening, Matthew.
What isn't happening?
Olivier Rodrigue is not going up against the Sharks.
I know, but he might go up against the Ducks.
Okay.
And it just defeats the purpose then to me of, I think.
But if you get the win tonight, maybe you get points out of LA, you're feeling good about yourself where you're like, all right, let's give the kid his first start and hope he gives us a night. As opposed to, well, we need these points, but we're going to put the guy that's never started
But
an
they're
NHL
going to still
game
say
in.
we need these points against Anaheim.
I think
You're not going to walk away and be like, we've got our points.
That's where I disagree.
The Ducks could, or the Kings could catch up on us again.
That's where I disagree.
Oh, well, we don't need these 2 points.
That's where I disagree. Because if you lock up 4 more points or even 3 more points in these next 2 games, you feel comfortable about yourself. You probably have an X by your name. And then you could be like, all right, let's give the kid a start. We feel good about how we played.
You also, like, playing Olivier Rodrigue doesn't mean the Oilers are losing tonight. You still have a very good chance to win this hockey game. It's not like you're in a situation. If you don't believe you can go win against the San Jose Sharks with Olivier Rodrigue, there's big problems.
I don't doubt that they feel they can win against the Sharks.
So
with Olivier
set up yourself for Saturday, because it doesn't
Why
matter
are we
if you,
fighting about
I know,
this?
but tonight or Monday, doesn't matter, these 2 points, if you can't beat the LA Kings on Saturday. You don't beat the Kings on Saturday, like you're not. And even if you drop
very
these 2
harsh.
points, you have 2 games against the LA Kings to make up the ground if you lose to the LA Kings.
Yeah.
Like you have the runway to go make this up. So to me, people are too focused on the battle today as opposed to looking at the war.
Oh, nice.
You go win today's battle still with Olivier Rodrigue, you're in a great spot. Kip Pecker's ready to go on Saturday in a much fresher position to go up against this LA Kings team.
I disagree with this. I feel like you got to go in and win every battle. It's that time of year.
Then Calvin Pickard Rodrigue should not start on Monday. Even if they win these 2, he should not start. Because the rationale to that is
I don't disagree with that. I would run Pickard if he feels good and he looks fresh. I would play him all 3 games, Matthew. I don't feel
6 straight hockey games.
I don't feel bad for
a guy who's not used to
Rodrigue.
this.
Yeah,
this has nothing to do with Rodrigue.
yes, it does. Well, some people think that that was not a great way to make an NHL debut. Got to give him something. No, you don't. This is not the time to be nice to somebody because he got called up.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with making sure he gets his first start.
But there is that sentiment out there. I've seen it. It's come into the pre and post game show. It's come into our text line.
And this isn't the time of the year for that.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I'll stay with that. This isn't the time of year for that.
Yeah.
But this is about just like if it wasn't the San Jose Sharks today. I brought this up on Reed and Jay's show yesterday as I was filling in for Reed.
Say the Ducks and the Sharks flip.
It was not even that.
No?
Like if today was the Canucks, if today was the Avs, if today was the Stars, if today was the Jets, like, yeah, you're not hearing from me. You know, but it's the San Jose Sharks. And you got the LA Kings at 2:00 on Saturday. I want Calvin Pickard to be as fresh as possible for that game because that is a 4-point game. That is the big one. You go beat the Sharks today, but lose on Saturday because maybe Calvin Pickard's a little, isn't as fresh and he has a rough start because Kempert is going to be fresh. Let's say hypothetically, I'll be fascinated again to see what LA does. Then who cares about the Sharks? You focused on the San Jose Sharks for no reason.
If they have a day off tomorrow, which I think they will, moot point. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. RC in Ladner,
RC
604 number.
Where?
Ladner says, check out my text from yesterday. I will read it. Came in when you guys were doing the Reed Wilkins show. Says, I 100% agree with Maddie. While getting Ollie Rodrigue some valuable experience, I think it might also help avoid what some might call a quote-unquote trap game. Unlikely as it may seem. Can you imagine how hard the Oilers would play in front of a goalie looking for his first NHL win? Cheers, boys. RC and Ladner. Yeah, and I do think there is merit to that. I don't disagree with that statement. The idea of them playing hard for Rodrigue to get him his first win and his first start, hypothetically. I just think now is not the time to do this. Now is not the time to do this. You want to engage. You have 8 games left. You're not here to... No, it's not about the feel-good stories. It's let's get ready for playoffs. Let's put ourselves in the best position possible. How do we do that? Bringing it with everything we can with who's available. And that's why I think that the Pickard decision was the right one.
When was the last time Pickard's played 5 straight games?
Probably in the minors.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's not ready for it. I don't...
In the minors, the conditions are way worse.
No,
you're bussing. You're staying in crappy hotels.
Yeah, but you're going up against different opponents here.
Yeah, but the Sharks are an AHL team, essentially, with 2 brilliant young players.
So not a team you have to worry about.
No, I'm just saying Pickard would be
Olivier
used to
Rodrigue is perfect time for him to go in and...
But what if these guys would light up Rodrigue? I don't know.
Well, what if this team lights up Calvin Pickard tonight?
then I'd be like, oh.
It's part of this is if you can't go beat the San Jose Sharks with Olivier Rodrigue in that.
I don't disagree.
I don't
with
have
this.
hope for the Edmonton Oilers then for bigger goals this season.
I wouldn't be put off by that. I don't like the flipping of the switch concept, but there is with this group for some reason
They can do it a little bit.
collectively their mental capabilities, they seem to engage more in difficult situations and disengage in quote unquote easy situations. I get 10 George Mumfords into that room and do emergency sessions with this group because they have this penchant and have for many, many years. And it's just part of their MO and in their DNA and any other cliche about them that we can throw at them.
We shall see how this plays out.
I think you swung me though.
I've convinced you a little bit to the other side.
Yeah. I think I like Rodrigue tonight.
You've changed.
Yep.
I thought I knew you.
Gee, bye.
That hurts. I don't know, making stuff up.
That's good.
Well, there's a mix. Like
You believe me, didn't you?
Smitty the Welder in the Nasty Chat, he was also listening to Reed Show yesterday, and same thing, him and Big Uke. Like, hate to say it, but Maddie's right on this one. They're on my side. You've got
And like,
Taunts is the driving cat. It's pro sports. Picks can play a few in a Toonses, sorry, thank you. It's pro sports. Pick can play a few in a row. Also saying I never played sports. Scotty knows adds, yeah, I agree with Tommy on this one about the conversation being different after knowing the outcome of the LA game, not necessarily agreeing on strategy, but conversation is different at the least. So there is a mix of opinions on this from our Nasty Chat.
I mean, it's an interesting debate. It's very minor in the grand scheme of things. But
And like, look, there's a chance that no matter what happens, whoever the goalie they play tonight, it might be Pickard, it is Pickard tonight, but they get the 2 points and they beat the LA Kings, they get the 2 points, and either way, whichever way, and we'll never fully know.
yeah, in a week we're not even thinking about it, but
remember that time we argued and vowed to hate each other forever? Well, that's over.
And it also just filled time, so I have less time to talk Lakers Warriors with you.
That's the strategy. This text comes in and says, Rodrigue was not called up as a charity case. He was called up due to an injury. He is not guaranteed to start. Agreed.
But at the same time, the other thing, I agree with that entirely.
100%.
I'm not like again, and this is the time of year where you're not playing, like you're not just playing a guy, like game 82. It means nothing.
Yeah,
sure, you could throw him that one like that. That's when you do it. But right now, no. But he also is the third goalie in this organization, and they should feel comfortable enough that if there was ever an injury at any point this season, he could come in and play a game in the NHL if needed.
Yep. In theory, yes.
So there is that part of, because here's the other side. I'll look at this. Let's say Skinner doesn't get hurt, and Skinner was on a run here. Would Skinner be playing tonight? Or would it be Pickard?
Pickard.
Boom.
Yeah, but
that's
Skinner
like
to Pickard is like this and this.
And that's
Pickard
fair.
to Rodrigue is this to this.
Well, we don't know
There's
what
a bigger
it is.
gap there.
We don't know how big of a gap.
One guy's been a pro for a dozen years.
Yeah,
the other guy's been a pro for 5 and has played 20 minutes of NHL
Maybe
action.
Rodrigue is, the next Connor Hellebuck. We don't know until he plays.
Well, if he was, he would have already been in the NHL already.
I'm back to Tommy's side.
And you're right. The drop is bigger. But in the end, the plan would have been, okay, get Skinner rest because you're looking at LA. Whereas the argument, though, is that you're saying, well, it's every 2-point matter. So why wouldn't you still play Skinner tonight? Because you play your best. This isn't, as you said, you got to play the best available.
You didn't even let me reply. You jumped in before.
Right, but before though, with
breath.
the other, it was you got to play for the 2 points. You got to play the best available to get those 2 points. But if it was reversed and Skinner was still here with Pickard would have got the start tonight. And the argument wouldn't be, well, you got to play your best. It would be, well, you got Pickard, he'll play tonight because you're getting Skinner ready for Saturday.
First of all, some would say Pickard is their best. I don't agree with that.
There will be some.
What is his record? Like 18-8-1 this year. Like he's put together a pretty damn good season. He's one of the best backups in the league. Okay, there's way more trust in Pickard. If Skinner was good, got the win the other night, you could go to Pickard today and be like, all right, we're going to be fine. Whereas with Rodrigue, you're like 23 years old, 20 minutes of mop-up duty in a blowout game. Let's go to him today and wish him luck and let's play hard for him. And if we lose, oh, well. No, you can't think like that.
But you're not thinking, if we lose, oh, well.
Trying to emphasize a point here, Matthew.
And I'm trying to be on the other side of it.
I know you're in one of those moods. Bones says if they lost to Vegas, Rodriguez gets the start tonight. After the win, I think they want to lock up a 500 road trip. Pickard also got shelled by the Ducks the last time out.
Yeah, so what is that? If he's a better goalie, what's that going to do for Rodriguez?
I like watching Pickard play, though.
I like
it's just a circus.
Big Uke. Oh, my favorite goalie, if you want to mess, was Gustafsson. You remember Gustafsson?
Which one? The monster?
He was all over his crease. That was always like, oh, we're in for some sort of night tonight. Big Uke, I also don't care who's in the net. They need to win this game, ideally in a blowout. Put Stoff in net for all I care. Win this game 6-2.
You know, I played midget AA hockey. Or band AA for Stu McGregor.
If it wasn't for 8 things, he would have been in the NHL.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Yep.
That's what he says.
8 things.
There's 8 things that Stu McGregor said is why he couldn't play in the NHL.
I mean, that's
just 8.
It's a lot.
That's it, huh?
It's not. It's 8.
Well, he did grow up to become a very good broadcaster.
Yeah, he turned out fine.
Yeah.
He used to look like Tom Cruise.
That's what he's told us. He's my friend. What was I going to add in there? I was going to add something to that. No, forgot it. I lost it. Sorry.
Kate. Wanted to give you a little extra seconds to see
I
if you
appreciate that. It didn't come back to
could
me.
remember.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. In the end, it is go win this game. It doesn't matter who's in that. It is
Go win the game.
Sharks go win the game.
Your best goal is starting. Go for it.
Kings are in Utah. I'm assuming that's a 7:00 start.
I believe
7:00 start. Oilers 8:30. So by the time, like, I don't think the Oilers are going to be fully scoreboard watching going into that game. As a coach, I won't want my team scoreboard watching. Truthfully, I'd want to know, but I want my players knowing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want them to think that the LA Kings are winning the hockey game, no matter what. But as fans and media, we'll be able to pay attention and see. Okay, if the Utah is going to pull off a little bit of an upset, or we're looking at an upset, that does change things because right now the Edmonton Oilers. They sit 2 points back of the LA Kings, both having played equal amount of games in 74. The Leafs also, though, yesterday, by the way, getting a little bit of control on that Atlantic.
Yeah.
The other teams have a game in hand in Florida and Tampa, but 3 points up for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I want them to win the division so bad. I'm rooting for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Face
Ottawa? Yes.
And Ottawa beats them?
Yes.
I wouldn't mind that. That'd be lovely.
Because also in the end, like, if they beat Ottawa, okay, you're getting Tampa, you're getting Florida.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, right. Like, have fun. You won a second playoff series. Awesome. You beat the Ottawa Senators.
Wunderbar.
Round of clicks for you. But now you get those other teams. Like, I would, but the flip side is imagine Toronto.
Yeah.
If the Ottawa Senators make the playoffs for the first time in whatever long, I think it's the 3rd longest drought in hockey.
Yeah,
Because Sabres, otherwise, I saw something yesterday. I think the Red Wings are longer, or is it them?
Well, Sabres, obviously.
Yeah. I just don't remember if it's them or the Red Wings.
It's got to be the Red Wings because the Sens went with Carlson. And in
17. And they were like a post away from, was it the conference final or the cup final?
So
conference final because the Pens won.
They finally get back to the playoffs and they beat you.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And they knock you out of the first
6.
round. It just would be hilarious.
I'd watch the Leafs lose at home in Game 7. That would be.
What a lovely Saturday that would be.
Oh,
like for all of us,
that would be better than watching the Oilers win the cup. Watch Toronto burn, man.
To Ottawa.
Yeah, be great.
It wouldn't it?
Yep.
Like they had all those years with Boston. Finally, Boston's not making the playoffs. You've won your division, feeling good, and it's the Sens who knock you out. Ooh. Go win that division, Toronto. I'm behind you.
I almost believe you. I love it.
I am behind them for the division.
I know. I'm being facetious.
I watched that game yesterday, actually. Toronto, Florida.
Was it good?
Toronto won. I was happy.
Okay.
Great night.
It's awesome. Toronto found a way to beat the Florida Panthers. It was good. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
I was, and celebrate Toronto. Yeah, Scotiabank Arena. Yeah, stand on your feet and be happy. We're with you in Edmonton.
All right.
We're behind you here in Edmonton because we want that first round playoff matchup.
All the mental warfare today.
Oh, I love it. Feisty Thursday. A couple texts here. Hit us up, 780-218-9999. This one says, you trust the Oilers' evaluation of prospect talent?
Is this because I said Rodriguez the third best goalie?
Yeah,
We
that
call him
goes
Connor
with-
Hellebuck, kind of.
Well, I said we didn't know.
There are some good people there.
Well, I would say like I guess you could call out their history of prospects, good and bad, but he is ultimately the third goalie, and they could have went if they didn't believe Olivier. Like your third goalie in your organization is a guy. Last year, he was very important to this organization because he ended up becoming the number 2 guy. You never know with injuries who might need to take over during a season before, like unless you make a trade or something. So you'd have to have confidence that Olivier Rodrigue would be a guy that if something did happen to Skinner or Pickard for a long period of time, God, heaven forbid, I'll knock on wood for this. Let's say start. But even though I'm going in the past, again, studs somewhere.
Find a stud. Hey-o.
I got to actually find where it is. And then I'll always know where to tap. Let's say in November, Skinner went down for 3 months. Well, Pickard's not playing for 3 months straight. So they would have had confidence that Rodrigue possibly would have been able to play for a few games.
You know who else is down there? He has a lot of NHL experience, or a good chunk of it. Colin Delia. Now, I'm not saying he's great, but he is down there.
They would have called him up then right now.
Yeah,
the last time he would have played?
Because the other thing is you could have called him on the emergency call up then and allowed Rodrigue to play meaningful hockey games with Bakersfield because they're fighting for a playoff spot, I believe.
Yeah, they're in the mix there.
But instead they're bringing up Rodrigue because they have more confidence, I would assume.
Yeah.
Is the way I read that. So you'd have to have confidence that if he did go in a hockey game, you could go in that hockey game.
Delia last played in the NHL 22-23, played 20 games for the Canucks, going 10-6-2.
What were his save and goals against?
I can tell you.
Thanks.
He had an 882 save percentage and a 328 goals against average.
The Blues have won 10 straight.
Not impressive.
He's from Rancho Cucamonga.
I don't know what that means.
That's a city in California.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
This text comes in and says, there are no freebies in the NHL. It's not a development league. That's true. That is true.
Yeah, no one's saying that this is development league. I'm not on that side that Pickard or Rodrigue should get a start because he's part of this team. And they owe it to him. No. That only comes when it's meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've debated the backup goalie for the last 20 minutes. Let's get into the 7th defenseman debate.
Nice.
So,
oh God, I was kidding.
You wanted to get me going there. The official drink of the EST Hangout is the Finnish long drink. Legend of 1952, a drink unlike any other. Sparkling refreshment, real liquor, longdrink.com/Canada is where you can enter your postal code and find a liquor store nearest you or an establishment nearest you with the long drink, the traditional and sugar-free traditional. You can get those. You can also get those at OEG. So if you're heading down to Rogers Place in the meantime, sometime soon, this game, they do 2-3-2 in the dub, don't they still?
It depends on availability.
I thought that in the rounds leading up to the WHL final, they might do 2-3-2. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But the Oil Kings, if you're heading down to watch the Oil Kings, the Finnish long drink has a partnership with OEG,
Place.
so you can go get it there. Actually, with that said, they actually just saw the Finnish long drink had a partnership with USA Hockey. So they're expanding in North America. They're expanding everywhere.
It all started here.
All started here. You're welcome, Finnish long drink.
Kiitos.
What am I looking? I want to look at the schedule for the WHL playoffs.
That means thank you in Finnish.
What does?
Kiitos.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Finland once.
You say that really nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like you.
Oil Kings head to
Moin. That means
PA.
hello.
So it's 2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was good, maybe 2-3-2, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, they took a serious stranglehold. Well done, Oil
3-2
Kings.
yesterday.
Well done, Luke Pierce.
Play tomorrow, 7:00.
Kurt Hill, Rogan Dean especially.
WHL or the Oil Kings website where you can go listen to Matt Barrett on the call.
Mm-hmm. And Guy Flaming.
I don't know if he'd be on the road.
Traveling?
He doesn't travel. Or at least like he didn't always travel. Like if it was Red Deer, he would.
Right.
I don't know if he'd go here for this one. As the series progressed, like I remember back at 12-16 stuff, he'd then start maybe going like it was maybe cover star, or depending on like if it was Calgary.
They got a seat on the bus for him.
So I'm not sure, and I don't know if Guy's in the nasty chat today.
They have a nice bus.
Guy is in the nasty chat.
What's up, Guy?
Yeah, he said 2-2-1-1-1 for the Oil King series. I'm guessing you're not going to PA.
Are you going to PA, Guy?
They're not supposed
Adam's
to be.
saying I think the finals, depending on the travel, they would go 2-3-2 because they charter in the WHL final.
And both teams are on the same flight.
Because you're not allowed to charter.
Flights.
You're not allowed to charter in the WHL throughout the season and stuff. because like the Oil Kings would have a huge advantage if the Oilers wanted to pay for that. In theory.
The Oilers would not pay for that, knowing how they are.
WHL, they then pay for that. And I remember like those Winterhawks Oil Kings battles that they had for 3 straight. I think it was
12.
It was 3 straight though.
And 14. Yeah.
It was.
Edmonton
I remember
1-2,
the flights and all of that.
Portland 1-1.
He won't be in PA. Okay. Well, Guy, with all due respect to you, I hope you don't have a call for Game 6.
And we get ready for Game 1 of round 2.
Boom. Boom.
Me and him.
We want you in another round.
Let's go.
We don't want a Game 6.
And we want a delicious pipeline show on Saturday following Hello Hockey. Although, yeah, because it'll be 1 hour. We'll be off the air at noon. Then we're on for pregame
the pipeline
at
show
1.
will move pipeline show.
Pregame's at 1 though.
But pipeline show varies.
Pipeline's
in time.
2 hours. Oh yeah, that's right.
We don't put restrictions on those things.
Oh,
Like Guy last week had a 2.5 hour one because
holy
Frozen 4.
yes.
So he has the he always does the great Frozen
Yeah, he
4
does.
episode.
He's a busy boy.
He very much is.
Yeah.
So Saturday we'll and then it plays on Mondays as well here on
That's
EST.
right.
You
At
can also
6?
just keep it locked to yeah, I get paid by the game, so I'm okay with them winning and having Game 6 at home on Sunday. Fair enough. I respect that.
Boy.
And then close it out in Game 6, and then it could come back, and then you could get into round 2. Walking Gage and then Asti Chet. So cool to have Paulie D on the hangout today. He's done with your hair.
Yeah.
So what?
Paulie D's coming to Edmonton soon.
He is. I saw
When
ads
is
for
that?
him. Gee, I
That's
got a
soon.
haircut, or not Gee, Joaquin, I got a haircut yesterday. Chantel did a great job, and I can stand up for about a week, so it is.
He's here for in 2 days.
Gym Tan Laundry, bro.
He's here on the 5th.
Nice. Where's he playing?
Fan Park, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, because they're
Or isn't it
opening
there
that
or
up
something
soon.
like that?
Yeah.
So,
That's cool.
Guy says this week will be shorter. Just a heads up on that. Might be about an hour, which then would fit perfectly between Hello Hockey and the pregame show.
We will have great content for you on Saturday.
Big Makeable, I did see your email. I just got to get back to you. I've been a busy boy this week.
He has been. He's been a very busy boy.
We've got, I've got 2 more days on the Reed Wilkins show with JMO.
Did you enjoy that, by the way?
It's great. Actually, do you know what I really enjoyed? I wasn't the host. Whenever I have to go into that studio, I'm the host.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
You were very feisty yesterday, I have to admit.
It was lovely to just be the co-host.
Jay's
He was
doing
fantastic.
great.
He was very nervous about it.
Was he?
Well, earlier this week, he's like, "Hey, do you like?" Because when Reed booked this off, part of it was like, "Hey, Jay, you're hosting. I'm not hosting. You got to learn how to host."
No, and you were very crude to him yesterday in the boardroom, and I agreed with everything.
Just not my method.
The method was very harsh.
It's very harsh,
and the tone too. I was like, "Oh."
So a while ago, when I sent the email to Jay and I said, "Hey, look, on these 3 days, I am hosting with you. You are the host. I am not the host." And then earlier this week, he came and was like, do you think you could like? Host
So he tried to pawn it
and
off
at first,
on
I was like, "Nope." Like it was like a no. And then yesterday, he's like, "Do you want to take the lead on the interviews?" And you were in there for that. I was like, "Nope."
Yeah, he just threw it right back in his face.
Wasn't even a discussion.
Matty is, I think, right in that decision. Because it's Jay's show too, right? His name's on the show. You're there to co-host.
And it's Jay doesn't come from a broadcasting background.
He's done
So he
very.
needs
He's picked it up
he
well.
needs to learn these things, and he was fantastic yesterday.
Yeah.
He was great.
He's very engaging, I find.
I almost crushed word of the day.
That's word of the day is fun.
I missed an L. There's 2 L's in one spot.
Wow, you got it.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then Jay eventually gave me like a pity 0.5, but I'm like,
That's a pity 0.5.
I deserved at least the 0.5 for sure.
At
because,
least.
like I crushed that word, except I missed there was
What
a
was the
double L
word?
in there. I don't remember.
Matthew is the kid in school that would argue for the 0.5.
Oh, you want? I've told this story before.
no,
do you want my famous 0.5
There's a
argument
story.
with Lamia
Oh,
from Nate?
Giddy up.
So there's she did the current affairs class or whatever,
Sure.
and one of her classes,
Yeah.
and she did a current events quiz. And she'd always do this quiz where it's like, what's happening in the news. And one day I remember the story. It was something along the lines of like, there was a teacher that was accused of sexual assault at a school out in Mayerthorpe. Where did he teach? And it was, where did he teach? And I wrote a school.
Yeah.
And she was looking for like Mayerthorpe High School or something like
Right.
that, whatever it was. And she gave me a 0. I'm like, no. I'm right.
Yeah.
He teaches at a school. You cannot tell me he doesn't teach at a school. I answered this question correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What school does he teach at should have been the correct
Yes.
question.
But it was, where does he teach?
And that
I
is-
wrote a school.
Yeah. So that's a valid point.
And
5.
so we went at it
Very.
for a couple of minutes, and then finally she told me to shut up and sit down. And I didn't get my point
I was
5.
gonna say,
I
I'm
didn't
surprised
get
you got
five.
a couple minutes.
Oh, way to go, Lavia.
I didn't get my point 5, but I deserved that point 5.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for the full point, even though I could get that full point for that. I said that's at least a point 5,
He gets his point.
at least.
I feel like that's very reasonable.
That is reasonable.
Thank you.
Take
There
it up
was
with
also
Lammy.
a physics teacher I used to have. He told me years ago he would help mark diploma exams. And they actually had to change exams once because there was one exam one year where it was like somebody's car's all rusted. How does Paul fix his car? Like the rust. And they're looking for the equation of whatever, how to fix it. And somebody just wrote paint it.
Yeah.
And he went up and he went to like some like supervisors, like, what do I do?
Technically.
And they're like, he's correct. You have to give the marks. Based on how the question was, he answered it.
Yeah.
You can't say that he was wrong. And so they had to be more specific with diploma exams moving forward because this one person got the paint it for the rust. You need to fix it, paint it.
Those details matter. Seriously.
They would eventually, after a while, like put in like use an equation or something of how you would fix this or
Yes.
something like that. But it was like something, just paint it.
Paint it. That's
right.
That's fair. That's reading comprehension mixed into mathematics.
I have one more actually, where my dad was a teacher. He told me this once, that one teacher said to her student, like, do you think I'm an idiot? And the teacher's like, yep. Or the kid was like, yep. And the teacher got all upset and like sent the kid to my dad as principal.
Don't
and
ask
stuff.
stupid questions.
And my dad's like, I can't punish him. You asked the question.
Yeah.
You asked, do you think I'm an idiot? He answered,
Yes.
don't put yourself in that position for the kid to say you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't do anything on that one.
Yeah. I can't even really feel bad.
Nope.
You walked into it.
Yep.
Sorry.
You teed him up. Teed him up. Also, I want to ask this because Jay is taking the lead on hosting on the Reed Wilkins show because Reed's off. Loved listening to Reed describe how you made him take days off.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I made Gager take time off next week.
Reed even has an Iwanyk impersonation, which is great. I don't know if you caught it or not.
I've heard him talk. I've heard all the.
Reed's sneaky hilarious. Not just sneaky funny, sneaky hilarious. And some people are like, what is I don't know how to read. Just let it be and you'll understand. If say his hay fever was so bad and then I somehow fell ill, would you be able to do the last hour of this show?
This show.
Or any show?
Are you
on our
talking about
station?
Brendan?
Yeah.
No chance.
Well, not this show.
Well, I know you'd need more guests, but like in theory, to be specific with my questions, would you be able to step in and do one of the shows if a
I don't
guy
think
went
so.
down for a couple segments?
No.
You're not ready?
No.
Damn.
I would love to say yes. And honestly, given the chance, I probably would just to,
You got to try. You got to
Yeah.
start somewhere.
you're not going to find out unless you try.
Yeah.
But to answer honestly, no, I don't think it would go super well. I would get very nervous.
I had never hosted radio until Maddie and JMO asked me to do 1260. Figured it out quickly.
Well, it's these things right there.
Those things I don't understand. I got better
This?
at those.
Yeah.
Well, if you're hosting a show, you wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah. Plus,
No,
when the show's
looking
already
at it.
started.
And like over in that big studio, like this almost feels like you hate to say home a little bit, but like,
well, that's
like
the whole
a
premise
comfort
of
base.
the hangout.
right? Like I move over there to produce a show and it's kind of just like starting from scratch again. To sit at that desk, I don't think I've ever sat at that desk. I would be,
You'd be rattled?
oh, I'm a mental midget, man. Like, yeah.
It's weird going in that. Like for a lot, like you've done a lot of away games for the Oilers on location. So you're not in that. Oh, Hello Hockey. You've got Hello Hockey. So you're at that desk.
Oh, yeah.
I
We're
think.
there quite a bit.
For me, I'm in the Hangouts, so it's not often I'm actually in that room. So it's always weird for me to be in that studio.
Yeah.
I never know when things are wrong in that studio because I'm never in there.
I'm very comfortable in all of our studios and our on location situations. But that's the benefit of being place. And I'm used to just doing it broadcast from wherever, essentially. It's because I'm old. I'm an old man, Brendan. Don't become
No.
old like me. I'm just kidding.
Well,
The alternative's not much better either.
yeah, to not get old is not a great alternative.
I know. I was gonna ask you.
How long
Don't get
before you
cold too
guys
quick.
started hosting shows?
I had to do it when I was doing Spec Show. I had to do an hour.
Well, I went to Lloyd and I started as a reporter, and then they gave me this pre-taped show called Weekend Update. No, not Weekend Update.
You're on SNL?
No,
Cool.
sorry. It was like a week in review show from the Lloydminster region, Midwest, Lakeland, Bonnie, like all of that. Week in review, I think it was called, and it was live to tape. So if you flubbed up a read or a toss, then you could just do it again. But production crew didn't like it when you screwed up all the time, so you tried not to. You tried to do it as if it were live. And that got me ready for late night. So it was within a year. Then I did the late night newscast. Then I got bumped up to the 6 o'clock. And then I went to CTV Edmonton. That was scary. First broadcast I did at CTV Edmonton. I did sports. I did a late night one, it went well. And then my first 6 o'clock was with Aaron Isfeld, Joel Gottlieb, and Clausen was there. And we have Richard Ozero too, man.
Joel Gottlieb.
There were some just pillars in the broadcast community, and I was nervous as you know what. And Joel looks at me. He's like, "You ready?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You nervous?" I'm like, "Well, my grandparents only watched this show since the 50s when they came off the boat from Italy, and they screwed up my prompter." Oh, it was awful. It was awful. Yeah, I felt real bad, but then it got better and better and better, and then I made the jump to Oilers TV, and the rest is history.
Happily ever after.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, about a year.
About a year?
Yeah.
It was 20 or 21. It was the second year I think I was doing Spec Show.
And you filled in.
I had to fill in for an hour once, and then I had to do a couple of hours here and there, like the 2 hours. I don't think I ever had to do the one, because he was first 1 hour for 1 year, and then he moved to a 2 hour show, and I don't think we ever had to do it in the 1 hour show.
That 1 hour show would be so easy.
1 hour show is too short.
It is too short, but you're in and out.
Well, then we had a lot of guests. We had Specs experts at the time. Who are his experts that we did? We had, I'm trying to remember the first year. We had Scott Burnside, we had Eric Francis, we had Cam Cole, we had Doug McLean, we had Elliot Friedman, we had Glenn Healy.
Damn.
Who else am I missing? We had a few people throughout. But yeah, an hour is way too quick for just like a regular show.
Yeah.
Pre-game. It's what you need type thing. An hour and a half. Hours too short. 4 hours I find is too long. 2 to 3 hours is perfect. JMO's show was always just there was always a little bit more you could still do, but you're like, no, we got what we needed to do today.
Yeah.
Whenever you feel like it's like
2 to 3.
It's like flying from like Edmonton to Red Deer almost. Like when you get up in the air and then you're landing. You're like, oh,
yeah.
I'm getting up in the air. I want to be in the air for a little bit.
In this hypothetical, would I have a co-host to fall back on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'd have a producer at the very least.
Yeah. Like say
another
Trev's
voice would
still
be,
kicking.
Have to be.
Say he gets sick. I have to go for something.
You, Zach, and Trev have to do the hangout.
Yeah. And Zach's producing and you and Trev are hosting.
I think maybe. I don't know. It definitely wouldn't be the best hangout you guys have ever heard, but
maybe you never know.
The hangout is different. Could be the best. You might actually talk sports. Yeah. Some people may be happy with that.
I don't know. Like I've been doing these podcasts and it's tricky. Like I'm not.
Podcasts are different though.
But I went because I'm getting
just
into a
talking to
weekly
yourself.
podcast to try to get some on air reps
Oh,
that I listen to.
Are we running them?
No, I just listen to them for feedback.
Okay.
Actually, it's funny because he'll like the first few episodes like, Matt, hi, how are you? Like, I know you're the one listening to this, and I appreciate you taking some time out for me.
That's
and
not
he
awkward
talks
at all.
directly to me. But I was impressed because like the one thing that I find difficult, like if there would be, it's talking about something by yourself for 15 minutes. He's actually done a pretty good job of that. He's doing it on the Braves. And he did one episode, 27 minutes by himself.
Yeah, I was
very impressive.
Well, I said to Matt, and this last one I cut up a little bit because I did an interview with Andy Bunker's his name from a radio show down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I cut that interview just to make it sound a little prettier, some ums and breaths and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Otherwise, I would try my first minute a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Getting going was tricky. Probably, 10, 15 times to just stumble my name out and get the ship rolling.
Yeah.
But after that, hands off, whatever you get's kind of what you get.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked back at the 27 minute, I'm like, oh, geez, like I was trying to keep this short, but
Did you listen to the whole thing?
Mhm.
You would too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But 1.75 speed, I think we decided.
I never listened to. Oh, for you? No, I think it wasn't that fast.
Because 2 was too fast.
I haven't listened to you on a quicker
What?
speed though.
I
I've listened to you in full.
Thanks.
I'll listen to audiobooks at point
Maybe.
1.2 to 1.5, depending on who's talking. Once I start the book, I'll adjust to what's a nice level. I cannot listen to an audiobook at 1.
I think
too slow.
my mom's listening to this, so sorry to admit this to her. But all my economics lectures when we were in COVID school, those went on double speed, and you could kind of have a hard time understanding the professor to begin with. So I don't really think I learned much in that class. Oops.
That's okay.
But now we're here.
Look at it.
Who needs economics when you're on the
He's
Hangout?
doing great.
He's on the Hangout.
He's on
Yeah.
the Hangout. But the podcast thing, that's interesting because unlike radio and what we do here, there's structure, there's liners, you're on time limits. I know we don't run commercials, which is great
Till the afternoon.
till the afternoon. And but when Locked On got started, that whole network, I hosted the Locked On Oilers podcast for a year. And I had no idea how to do a podcast. I was like, I'm like, they're just like, we need half an hour or 20 minutes to half an hour, whatever you want. I'm like, what do you mean whatever I want? Like, I'm not going to ramble for 20 minutes and people are going to listen to this crap. And then so I would mix in interviews I would do from that day. I would bring in guests and I would actually make it more radio-like because that's what I was comfortable with and knew. But yeah,
But I think people would rather listen to that too than just rambling for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. I mean, I do radio, I do TV. I've done it for a decade plus. And then I remember like trying to start my first one. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like it was like, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, well, okay, great, easy. And then I started it. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is weird. So that's why co-hosts are always great. Clips, stuff, interviews, that goes,
break it up a little bit.
Yeah, it gives it some structure. That's always important. But now I'm sure I could talk for an hour. And just, oh my God, shut up, Tom. Like right now.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but thank you. You're weird, but I very much appreciate that. That's why you're a good friend and colleague.
I am weird.
In a good way.
We got a Tecmo game going.
We've got a Tecmo game going on.
Dusty versus Hernan. EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life's transitions. Canadian storage provider by Canadian Sentinel.ca. Brendan, the intern, Tom Gazzola and Matt Iwanyk with you here on the Hangout live on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Thank you to everyone for tuning in live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio, watching live on YouTube, or listening to us on podcast wherever you get your podcast. Also, just be very appreciative if you can go and subscribe to any of our podcasts wherever you get your podcasts. But most notably, like the Oil Stream has a great subscription base. The Nielsen Show has a great subscription base. The Hangout, EST Afternoon, the Reed Wilkins Show. We'd love to grow those subscriptions. I know at times people say, well, how can we help you? Does it matter if we're listening online versus YouTube? And it's like, no, they're all the same. But so do podcasts. Podcasts are very much equal to anyone watching or listening to us live on YouTube or any of our audio streams. So if you can go and just subscribe to any of our podcasts, that would be greatly appreciated by us here at Edmonton Sports Talk. I do want to shout out our Canadian men's national team in soccer.
What happened?
Today we were ranked 30th in the world's rankings, which is we already had our Canadian record. This is a new Canadian men's record, highest position the Canadian men's national team has ever been.
Very good.
We were ranked 30th in the world. Never thought I'd see that day. I always figured we'd just stay as crappy as we used to be.
No.
The ELO rankings, I haven't looked at the ELO rankings in a bit, which is kind of like, yeah, it's about the same. We're 29th. It's what's more accurate, they would say.
Is it an independent body compared to FIFA?
Yeah, it's just somebody created a website with it, and it takes like your performance of like the last year. The FIFA ranking is a longer period of that.
Yeah.
Canada, we're 29 there, so we're right in that similar spot. So our win over the US helped propel us to number 30 in the world. So suck it, America.
Where are
Yeah.
they ranked?
Hey,
FIFA rankings, they wouldn't drop as much because like it's like Belgium was number one for the longest time when they shouldn't have been number one in the world rankings. The USA currently, oh wow,
they've dropped.
the ELO rankings has them at 41.
Nice. That feels good.
Yeah, suck
They're
it
a
again.
mess.
Good.
National team soccer. Let's see where they're ranked in the world. I'm gonna say probably before like higher. Yeah, they're 16.
Oh, really?
That's how fraudulent the FIFA rankings are in some ways. But we're right there. We're in a good spot. Get our Canadian men's national team.
Very proud of
30th. Just over a year away from the World Cup.
I'm excited. I was very enthralled by the 2022 World Cup. Seeing Canada up there was a point of national pride. Looking forward to 2026. Still bitter that Vancouver gets games and Edmonton does not. That's a piss off. We don't need to rehash that old wound. Beer Leaguer Brad texted in and said, Brendan, you're a brave son. Welcome. What's the podcast? But that was just
It's just
cool.
in house.
Yeah, that's for Matthew.
It's just
to
for me.
evaluate. Yeah.
Sorry.
Or anyone here.
Great interview, I'm assuming, though.
Oh,
I haven't heard it yet. So I
Oh,
can't
you
answer.
haven't? Let's
I
just
handed it
assume
in
it's
this
good.
morning.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Little
Good
weekend
to know.
content for you.
Norman a Combine. Where do I find the MCTV podcast? Look on a few sites and can't find. EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Go to the very top. You'll see Friends of EST. If you click there, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Click on show. Scroll down. There'll be a page or the bottom half of the page is Friends of EST. MCTV is there. If you click MCTV, there's links to their Apple, Spotify, and I think their website. Like they have like one of their podcast host. It's there, and their most. Well, I don't think the most recent episode I've put it up on our website just yet. But yeah, just go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com, click on shows, and scroll down. You'll be able to go to MCTV from there and find it, as well as all of our Friends of EST, which includes the Pipeline Show, which will get going on Saturday right here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Can I
Go for
bring
it.
up something, or do you want to get to something?
No, I was about to say.
I know it's race week in Formula 1.
It is race week. Where are we?
Japan.
Cool.
Or no, Chinese.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
It was China last time.
Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched 2 episodes of Drive to Survive yesterday. One was the Charles Leclerc, the Monarch of Monaco, with his big win at home, which was fantastic. I'm a big Charles Leclerc fan, and I am also a big Carlos Sainz fan. And it was him making the decision to go to Williams. And he had, was it Alpine? And he also had, what's that, Stake F1, which is going to become Audi, trying to court him. And I have to say this, like, those 2 guys, to me at least, they're more of the personable drivers
Yeah.
in F1, where I'm like, you know what? They don't seem like absolute dickheads.
Yeah.
And I liked when they were a team together. They seemed to get along well. I understand Carlos making the jump to Williams, and I know that there was temptation to go to a couple other teams. That James Vowles, that's the principal at Williams, I don't know if I can like him or not. He's very thorough.
That's the guy with the white beard.
No, that's the Italian guy.
That's for Alpine.
Well, there's 2 Italian guys, one at Alpine, one at Stake F1, which is becoming Audi. I have to keep reminding myself of that. But the Vowles guy is like very prim and proper. He was signing an autograph in the episode to a kid, and he goes, "You can always achieve your dreams," or something like that. Like, he's one of those guys. And they had a hotel room for the contract signing with champagne on ice, and he had the windows closed so that no photographers could maybe peek in there. And I'm just like, is this guy too much, or is he brilliant and just an evil mastermind? And by evil mastermind, I mean, like, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And I think they plucked him from where? Mercedes?
Yeah. Well, from these pictures, yes.
Yeah. And so I feel like Williams will get it going. I know Albon's been off to a good start in the first couple of races. DNF for Carlos in the first one. But it was just like, which principle would I have most faith in? It's probably that Vowles guy.
Yeah, he seems like all business.
And then the other 2 Italian paisans, one's a lawyer, or was a lawyer and very arrogant. The other guy is just a party boy, arrogant guy, which I think I'd get along quite well with both of them. But I'd probably, if I wanted to win and my goal is to be like to rise, I'd probably go with Vowels, even though he's kind of weird like that. He's like, yeah, you can achieve your dreams after signing an autograph. I was like, what a weird thing to say to a 5-year-old.
I don't know what to do with my fantasy teams.
I have to touch mine up, I think.
I don't want to. I want to give it one more because like I've had Ferrari. Like I think I would have had a good last week, but Ferrari got the 2 DNFs.
Like, are you going into this blind? Like, do you have any idea what goes on a race-to-race basis?
I'm watching F1.
Yeah?
Yeah. I record it and watch it.
Okay.
I just don't like the fantasy. I haven't fully dove into and like fully understanding it at the level that Gager and Cal are.
Yeah, he's.
I also though like I loaded up this year going with my I wanted the best constructors as I could. I didn't care about my drivers.
Okay.
And I had McLaren and Ferrari. I think in both I have McLaren and Ferrari. Or did I have a Red Bull on one of them? I might have a Red Bull on one of them. If that's the case, I might want to switch it to Ferrari. But my prediction is that McLaren and Ferrari would race, so I'd get a lot of points that way. And then it looked good in Japan until they got the 2 DNFs. They got disqualified. Well, disqualified, not DNFs. Disqualified. So I feel like I'd be a little higher up in the things right now. So I got to...
Why'd they get disqualified?
Charles was underweight. Lewis... Something was off by like a small margin, but he fell outside the rules. I think that's what the 2 things were. Someone will have to correct me.
That's very Ferrari, as far as I understand. Is
yes.
it not?
Yes. Yeah. Just anytime something goes good, they'll screw it up.
Yeah.
They found a way to screw it up themselves.
Yeah.
So and it was like, okay, race 2, they could be in there, but then they get just complete no points and all of that. So,
yeah, I'm always a season late. I like the Drive to Survive, and like Gager, he's talked to me a little bit, but it's just not happening the way that he's drew it up in my brain.
I like this. People are guessing based on the other sounds. Spency 5 cents. Hernan just threw an interception question. And then there was Mitchie_R. LOL. I was just going to say, did someone yell F?
Yep. Yeah,
and
they certainly did.
I believe that was Dusty getting his ass beat by Hernan and Tecmo. What's the score in Tecmo? What's the score? Ooh. Who are you guys? Really, Hernan? You have the Chargers and you haven't scored?
He's not good.
Oh, 13-7. Well, 13-6 pending the extra point. We've got the Packers over the Chargers. Dusty leading Hernan, actually. Hernan just scored a touchdown. Stay tuned because once we get that league going, which I have some beef with. Actually, I have time. I'll get into this beef right away here. We're going to stream it on Twitch, so you'll be able to follow along with the Edmonton Sports Talk Tecmo Super Bowl League on our Twitch channel. Well, so we have this league that has been around for many years. Dusty was the first 2 champs. I won the next 2 titles. It was myself, Hernan, Yukon Jack, and Dusty.
Yes.
We're bringing it back here. We opened up to everyone. Reed, Jay, and Trev want to get in, but they're trying to change the rules. Change all the rules. Like, and I'll say this, like, no one wanted to present with the group 4 of us, the core 4, the original 4. No one wanted to present plans for return to play. It seemed like everyone was waiting for me to do it. So eventually I finally submitted my proposal of how we're going to do this, which included 6 games against each other. We used to play 16 games against each other in a regular season. This would go on for months. I think I won my first title in 2021, looking at our Twitter account, because we do have a Twitter account for this, Tecmo YEG.
God.
I think I won the second title in 2023. Like it took us a long time to play those seasons. So I propose, since we have more people, 6 games against each other. And Reed and Jay in the meeting were like, oh no, let's play less. Like, and Dusty's like, let's play less. So we got it down to 4. So the newbies already have changed rules. And now we play 6-minute quarters. And we do that because we used to play 5-minute quarters. And then we found 6 minutes was better for comebacks and things like that. And Reed and Jay were like, no, I want to play 5. And I was like, no, but like the Vegas Golden Knights, Seattle Kraken didn't come to the league and dictate how the NHL changes. You guys are the newbies. You follow our rules. And then Reed's like, I'm out then. And so I don't know where this league is going right now, but I will just say this right off the bat. There's a part of me that's like, you're the new guys joining our league. Conform to our stuff and see how it goes. And then if you don't like it, propose the rule changes moving forward. But this is how we did it. And why are you coming and changing what we're doing? Like, I don't start playing 21 around here. Reed has made all those rules. Somehow he's the guy that makes all the rules.
They're very diligent about these rules too in the 21 games.
And it's not like I'm going to come in and start saying, no, I'm not playing. Like, we should play it this way. I've thrown out ideas for rules, but they haven't, like, it's up to them to if they want to agree with those rules or not.
Yeah.
But I'm not coming in like, no, we're not playing it that way. What is this? What is this?
No, you are very put off by this.
Well, why do they get a dictate? And now it's like, I don't know where this league is because it's like, are you in or are you out?
Well, you're the commish, aren't you?
No, we don't have. Eric's actually the commish.
Oh, okay.
Make a decision whether you're in or out. But
Well,
like,
I could have
agree
faith
to
in
our
Eric.
rules or not. Like, this is what you're. These are the rules. Are you wanting in or not?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be changing this too much. It was a beautiful thing.
In the meeting, you said, I'm opening it up, and then will you declare? And like the way guys declared that they will play and take part in this league was very odd to me because like
Just like
Jay's like, I declare. And
Very
Zach
21 though.
Yeah, Zach
never
like,
did.
He didn't declare.
Zach didn't declare. It was
Okay,
Trev.
so Trev, I declare. And then Reed's like, okay, I'll declare. And I was like, this is like,
Actually, Reed was first.
why? Yeah, I know.
Reed put his hand up saying, I declare.
Yeah, but why can't we just say I'm in? I'll play.
Because you declared in our group chat. So we had a group chat also for Tecmo for many years. We've had this group chat.
Yeah.
Which Hernan was in, but we forgot Hernan changed his number. So
Yes,
we've been
he did.
texting with Hernan, but Hernan hasn't been part of it.
You've been texting someone from the Elks.
A couple days ago, we were like, Hernan, like, why aren't you responding to these texts? Or was in this? He's like, bro, I'm not in these texts.
Yeah, what text?
But the Uke said, the Hampton, no, he's the Sherwood Park Elite. He said the Sherwood Park Elite declare for the 2025
Yeah, but that's
Tecmo season.
like funny formal.
So then we all declared. Well, I declared.
Unnecessary.
But big Uke. You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show. Exactly.
Great quote.
Well, come steal the
see
show.
you.
But don't, like, am I wrong fully in thinking that new people coming in shouldn't be dictating all the rules?
I don't think
That's
so.
fair. I agree with that.
Thank you.
This Tecmo League,
It's very scary.
If you're hearing the background noise, the accoutrement to the studios, if you will, it is very serious to these guys. Like Hernan's day was ruined on Tuesday because he lost multiple times, and he was just a miserable, you know what?
I'm a bigger piece of crap.
Yeah, he gets that way too.
Say it with your chest.
That's why I stay out of it.
Until-
I'm like, I don't want to play in this
Until the
this
regular
league and
season
see you
comes,
guys
I
like
don't
this.
talk much trash during the regular season when the games matter. I'm focused.
In game. You're an asshole.
Not during when regular season, I won't be. I'm very quiet. Right now, I want to be. Well, because Hernan's
smack
running his
talking.
mouth off last week. I'm the best. I'm number one. I'm number one in the
He
power
can't win a
rankings
game
and
to
stuff.
save his life
So
right now.
I beat him a couple of times. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm going to run this in your face now, Hernan. What are you doing? I beat you twice. Then I beat Dustin. I was like, I'm best, Hernan. Once again, come get it. Come get the title.
Yeah, that did happen. I witnessed it. They're very serious, and they were like that at the old station too. And
Oh, I had to ruin it, but honestly, it did
break
ruin
stuff.
days. So
Break
like,
stuff.
they would break stuff.
I kicked the wall.
There was a hole in the wall.
No, I broke the one chair that we had there. I
Well,
kicked
those
that one
chairs
and I
were
broke it.
garbage
Yeah, but I
anyway.
broke it.
That's why we've moved to the scarf box.
Oh yeah, that can take a beating.
Yeah.
I kicked the scarf box.
A little bit more durable.
Well, because I don't have much else to kick. I'm not kicking the couch. I don't want to break our nice couch.
Yeah. No, that's very fair.
And I don't want to be the guy that breaks the wall.
We have way better furniture. I just thought of this. Way better furniture here than we ever did
Yeah.
there.
But that scarf box is perfect because I can go and kick it, and I'm also not going to break my foot.
Very
'Cause I go
kickable.
from the inside.
Very kickable.
Oh. Like a kick. Like
Yeah, you boot those things.
I'm not going with my toes. I'm not toe punting that. I'm going to break a toe.
I would have never even considered kicking a box with the side of my foot.
I go in a little bit, and I could get a little more power in on that one. So, but it would like. There would be times where my day would end with playing a game against Hernan. I'd win and I'd be happy going home, like, and then I'd lose and I'd go home just pissed, like legit pissed off. Like I can't, like,
How were you when you won?
Yeah.
this is unbelievable.
I didn't catch it. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh. I wish I could have seen you driving oncoming traffic.
Jay in the nasty chat. The problem here is the time commitment for 6-minute quarters and playing 6 other teams 4 times. So as long as there are no time restraints on getting games in, it'll be fine. I've said there was no time constraint getting these games in. Once we get them in, then we go to the playoffs. It takes like we're
But
open.
don't be the straggler.
No, but it's like it took us months to play the last regular season. I don't want to play playoffs right away. It's got to be a little bit of a journey. It's a fun time getting there. And we used to do basically most of our games were played between 10 and 12 between the 4 of us at the old place. We played 6-minute quarters. We could get 2 to 3 games in a day if on good days. Some days you won't get any games in. And it's because we're busy people. We have things to do. So it's actually nice that it's when you get a game, we'll play a game. And then once playoffs comes, we could really focus and get the playoffs going.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on Low Tide and JMO show in between.
This was before the shows got combined.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right.
How it worked actually at the other place, it worked out perfect because Dusty and you both finished at 10.
Yes.
Hernan didn't have a show. He was
like our auxiliary guy.
Yeah, and then I didn't start till noon. So from 10 to 12, the 4 of us were always available to play games.
Yes.
And all you do is and this is why I don't want to do a schedule for this, is because it's hard to keep to the schedule. It was one like you could come up and be like, Matt, game today, and I could sit there and be like, busy today, can't do it. You come up like game, absolutely. I have a little bit of an easier schedule today. I can go play. So it worked in our schedule until we got later. Like once we only had like a few games left, then we'd schedule like we got to finish these games off. Let's get going. Let's plan these.
Yeah.
But in the early parts, it was like if you had time, go play. Yeah. If not, you were busy. We didn't play. That's why we don't put time constraints on when to get this in, because we all have actual jobs we also have to do.
Yeah.
And then Yaremchuk left. And Hernan moved to the Low Tide show. Then that started killing the league.
That's right.
And then Hernan left us and it just decimated our league.
And Jeff Walker didn't play in it.
No. So, but that's the thing. So like 6 times, like we're playing less. Actually, even if we play 6 times, 6-minute quarters, we're playing less games than we used to do at the old place. And we did it. This will take like 2 months.
They used to have like these big boards with stats.
Yeah, we put all the scores.
Handwritten.
We have to do it.
It was ridiculous.
I have the
You have to
pictures.
do it.
How else are we going to keep
what
track?
are these guys doing?
I'm still disappointed. Dusty, I told Dusty when we got let go because he was still able to get stuff. I'm like, grab all those stats because we printed them off.
Oh.
And he did, but then he didn't give them to me, and I think he threw them out, which made me very sad.
I wanted to join this league, but I don't think I have the mental fortitude to take the beating.
You want to talk
that
about
goes
warfare?
out there? Yeah,
This Tecmo league. I don't have the heart.
it's nuts.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not
Very
saying anything in
passionate.
this league.
Yeah.
I'm not starting this league up until everyone commits now.
And I'll be honest, I've never played Tecmo Super Bowl.
I did once. It was kind of fun, but
Yeah.
There's our board.
Yeah.
So there's part of our board. So we'd write the scores.
And
You'd
then
see who's playing who. Like it would be the teams that played the score. You'd write who was who. We had our record on the top right,
Yep.
and we'd have how many games we played against each
Yep.
other, so we can keep track of how many games we played against each other.
And then like the bear people would just come in and like look at it, shake their heads, and then whatever staff was actually left at Virgin would not have a clue what was going on because they just stayed in their corner.
And then we take
outside of Mariah and Tyler.
We'd take a picture, print it off, and we'd save it.
Yeah.
And like put it on a wall, and then we refresh this when we ran out of room and do it again.
This was a thing. It happened. I witnessed it. I did not care
It was
for
wonderful. like I said, I beat Yukon Jack 25. How did I get 25 points? 25-0. New Orleans over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, can you tell me about that game? I don't care.
Sam Mills would have had a great day that day.
He did, I bet. We got a text from my dad directly. Didn't even send it into the inbox. Says, the US of A has finally taken over from Russia as the most hated country in sports. Political ideology and arrogance. Prime example was seeing the glee you guys had in seeing the US below Canada in the soccer rankings. Thanks, Pops.
I agree mostly, but I also really hate Russia.
Yeah, they're
I think
hateable.
and we don't play each other now right now.
That's right.
yeah.
That's a good point.
If Canada played Russia, I would have as much animosity towards them as the US. I don't think I could say more. I would really want to win that game still,
Yeah.
especially as a Canadian-Ukrainian. Like it would be one like, no, I want that win.
Understandable.
I think I almost lean towards the States at this point.
That makes
I
sense.
love watching them lose. Very much like Toronto. Go into the division,
Yeah, there's some
lose to the
satisfaction.
Sens.
You're younger.
Yeah, I didn't.
And like those early 2000s World Juniors, like Ovi era and right before that,
Mm.
like I remember
it was
the
Canada,
collapse.
Russia was a big deal year in and year out.
It was. That's true.
And
What
so maybe
year-
that's part of why I have that dislike towards Russia that I'll always hold on to.
What year did they come back from like a 3 or 4 goal deficit in the last 5 minutes?
2009.
Russia?
The Eberle
Yeah.
one?
No, he's talking about when
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 Russia
Canada
lost.
Oh,
Dave
Canada
Cameron
fell
was the
apart.
coach. I think
Was
it was
like
2012
PK Subban
in
on that?
Buffalo.
Yeah, and wasn't
I don't know if Subban was there. He might have
no
been.
Subban was in the AHL by then.
It was in Buffalo because I remember Dave Cameron called a timeout, but the noise was so loud that it looked like he was yelling at his team,
Curtis Hamilton. He was on that team.
and they blew that one. And it was just like a goal. And it
Yeah.
was like I think I was at my aunt and uncle's house for that one, and it was just devastating to watch because
Yeah.
like, what is happening here?
That's one that really stands out when I think of Russia.
Yeah, that was bad. They collapsed in that one for sure. Those are good battles on the ice between the two teams. Belzy's World Junior team beat the living crap out of Ovechkin, if that makes you feel better. They actually injured him.
Well,
Belzy was telling the story the other day. He's like, yeah, we hit him every time we could. And then there's like a clip of Ovechkin getting checked out by the trainer, and he's just screaming. And Belzy's like, I remember like looking over at him. He's just yelling at the top of his lungs.
that's crazy.
Baggio in the inbox. Maddie, you listen to audiobooks. Do you like it when it's the author himself, herself reading it? I find that I enjoy it a lot more when it's them. I don't actually like. I haven't listened to too many. The ones I do prefer when it is the author because it's their words.
They get it.
Yeah, I prefer that more.
I've never even thought about that.
It's just like there was one, and I listened to the audiobook of Barack Obama's memoirs. He knows what the experience. He knows what he was feeling at
He
the
read
time.
it?
So he even read it. So it's like, okay, even he could give the proper tone to what he was trying to convey as he wrote it.
And a good voice.
Yeah, but so that's the part of it. Like, especially if like those type of stories. If I go read a political leaders, like I do want to read. I don't know how well her English is, so I don't know if she would do it. But Angela Merkel, who used to be the Chancellor of Germany, I'd love to read about her more. But she would know how she was feeling in that time, and you could express that a little bit more with your voice. Whereas if I just started reading her book, I'm guessing
You're just
based
reading
on
words.
that. So it's just
Right.
I do prefer the author could add a little bit more if they're reading it to what they were trying to do and write in that moment. Even a fiction book, if they're trying to be a little more foreshadowing or something, maybe they could do it a little differently. So I'm with Baggio. I do prefer when it's done by the author.
I've never listened to an audiobook, and I understand the merit to it. There's probably a comfortability to it. What if like a Christopher Walken did the recording, or a Gilbert Gottfried, RIP, had done it? People with those types of voices and cadences, I wouldn't be able to even take in the book because I'd just be like, wow, what an accent. I would be so distracted. I'd be like, I don't know what the hell is going on in this book. I was just listening to Christopher Walken talk. I can't even do his accent, but like that would be so distracting. And like AI voices, I can't stand AI
I don't
voices.
want. I'm
find them
petrified about
so
it. The
awkward.
fact Al Michaels was AI for the NBC Olympics or whatever it was.
What?
There was like during the Olympics, they AI'd Al Michaels or something like
on.
that. Al Michaels AI Olympics.
You know how Michaels
he-
has never eaten a vegetable?
Yeah, I did know that,
That's
actually.
insane.
They used an AI generated version of Al Michaels' voice to narrate personalized daily recaps on Peacock.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
even
different than
I
live.
know, but it's still
That's-
like
yeah.
I don't want that.
No.
It terrifies me.
Yeah, that is weird.
Caster 1990, Matt, the newbies, Vegas Golden Knights, aka line cheating bastards, changed the rules of LTIR and expansion draft protection. So Reed and Jay have precedent wanting to change Tecmo. Well, the NHL made the rules to change the expansion draft, and we've changed rules of welcoming them in because we have given a draft lottery for the newbies to get the first, second, and third pick. Plus, we used to do a snake draft when we draft our teams. We're taking away the snake draft. So as a league, we are providing different expansion rules to these newbies that are joining our league. What LTIR changes have the Golden Knights made? But that's also the league has overall changed it.
Yeah, I think they just took advantage of it.
The Golden Knights just didn't come into the league and be like, before they even played a game, saying, we want this LTI rule changed.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we're not joining this league.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, that's where I go, like, we've got these rules. Let's play with them. And look, then after that, you're a full member. Present to the league, to the committee, to the group, your ideas of changes we can discuss. We've made changes in the past in the Tecmo League. But at
Watching-
least get through a full season of how we do things and then see how it goes.
Watching Trev realize what a snake draft was when he was in here on Monday or Tuesday was an absolute privilege. I got such a
his
kick
mind
out
blown?
of that. Yeah, just watching his face and like, well, what do you mean? And then you guys explaining that's just a draft. Well, no, what about like an NHL draft? Oh. And then it all clicked. It was very fun. It was very fun.
Learning.
I like him.
Learning. It's beautiful. It's
Did you say I
beautiful.
like him?
I do. I get a kick out of him. I find him very funny.
I would like to talk to something after your liner, please.
Sure. Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they're brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Bzz. Check them out at highproductmarketing.com.
Very nice read and enthusiastic toss.
Thank
20
you.
to 10.
20 to 10.
How's
First
Hernan?
time ever playing with Green Bay.
How do you lose?
2017.
No, it was 20 to 10.
There was 5 seconds left. I'm pressing timeout and the computer won't let
So he's
me.
giving himself a touchdown for that. Even
I
though
was
You
on the
can't-
1 yard line.
I just
You can't give
You
yourself
can't
a
score
touchdown.
a touchdown. You didn't.
Did you score a touchdown?
But you didn't score a
But I
timeout.
got chipped. I should have one more.
No.
You
Nobody
didn't
got
call the
gypped.
timeout though.
I was on the timeout screen and it wouldn't click in.
Are you
Isn't
sure
that
you're clicking the
still-
right
you're
button?
not good at
Are you
this
sure?
game. Yes.
You weren't clicking the right button then.
Yeah, I was.
No, you weren't, because then you would have gotten timeout.
to my own Packers.
The greatest part about Hernan is there was
Playing
one
so
game
much.
where we were watching. I think he was playing Dusty, and he had a guy that was open down the sideline, but then he got sacked. He's like, and he's like, that was a touchdown. That was a touchdown. We're like,
That's
no, it
not
wasn't. It was a
touchdown.
sack. He's like, oh, I was going to throw to that guy. It was a touchdown. We're like, no, it wasn't.
No.
You didn't throw it to him.
No, but
You got
that's-
sacked.
Best part of that argument was he lost 20 to 10, but arguing about a touchdown that wouldn't have given him the lead.
Yeah, he would have lost anyway.
Yeah, so he's focused on like how big of a deficit he lost.
He's gonna finish last in this league.
I like him too. I gotta
You like him?
Oh yeah.
We do too. Yeah, that's great.
I like everybody here. I could say that about everybody, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we have a good crew. We have
yeah.
a very good crew. We're lucky.
What were you going to say?
Oh yeah.
Okay, before those guys rudely interrupted about their exhibition game of Tecmo Super Bowl. Okay, so no supplemental discipline for. Did you guys see the Jalen Chatfield, Connor McMichael fight, and then the power slam?
I heard about it. I didn't see the slam.
Oh,
I don't think that's suspendable. It doesn't say you can't body slam a guy or out muscle a guy and take
No
him down.
helmets is kind of scary for that.
That's very scary.
He didn't.
Especially
he
with-
didn't slam his head on the ice, did he?
But it's the
No,
whipping
but-
of him. His head could go bounce
yeah,
off the ice.
and like just the way they, like I'm surprised they even let him go with no helmets.
If it's not in the rules that you can't body slam, you shouldn't get suspended, but you
No,
should get
exactly.
a fine.
Yeah. Okay. Like
There should be
intent to
some
injure.
sort of, yeah, there's an intent.
That I
yeah.
agree with. But
Are they suspended him?
No
No,
supplemental discipline.
I could live with a fine on that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think then you should maybe look at that in the rules.
Yep.
If
That's fair.
like I in the rules, and I don't know how if this is just too much of a minutia. Oh, Hernan's still complaining about the touchdown.
Shocking.
And he still lost.
Oh, and the slam is kind of a. kinda
Could there be
tripping,
like
too.
you can't slam a player who doesn't have a helmet on? Can you add that into fights?
Yeah,
Like could that be
little
added
bit
to the
of a
rule
slew
book?
foot.
a little bit of a slew foot there too. Here's another angle, Maddie.
That's gonna reset.
Like I don't like the premise of what he did, but I don't remember somebody
Yeah,
getting
slew
a suspension for an incident like that.
Yeah,
There's a
and
way that I
McMichael's-
think you could add that to the rules.
yeah.
Where it's now like you could suspend somebody a game for that. But if it's not in the rules, it doesn't say anything about body slamming.
Yeah.
You can't suspend him for that then. Yeah, as much as that's very dangerous and like worrisome.
Yeah.
I don't
make a
like
fix
that.
to it.
Yeah, I don't like that play.
No,
But-
it's scary. Could you imagine me and McMichael flying through the air there?
And it's pretty early in the fight too. Like
Yeah.
Chatfield threw like one or two punches and then he just slammed him. It's if he did hit his head, definitely a suspension because it's a head injury. But yeah, a fine would have been good there, and then something in the rules that you can't do that. Like throw punches.
Well, and if you're spinning, that's different.
Yeah, but he grabs him and,
And then-
basically flips him
yeah.
over, and McMichael's leg gets kind of caught under.
And it's more the
Chatfield's.
helmet off.
Right.
If the helmet was on, I don't think we'd be looking at it as
No.
much. It's the fact that there's just a bare head flying through the air type thing. So
Yeah.
or unprotected head, I should say. So that I'm wondering if they'd maybe add something.
Don't like it, but I don't disagree with not suspending him. If there was a fine, I would agree with that, and I do think too. Like it's kind of a chicken crap move.
Yeah. 100% it is.
There's very little integrity there, if at all any integrity.
Especially to McMichael. Like, it's not like you're fighting, some heavyweight.
Right.
A young kid that I would like to see if he's ever had a career fight in the show.
I'll look it up for you.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. We're here to help.
I got to get into something Jay had yesterday, which I was surprised how many people were against Jay on this.
What is it?
In the SEC, there's a rule in baseball, the travel rule or something like that. On
Oh,
a Sunday,
I like this.
after 4:30, like you can't start an inning after 4:30, let's say,
Stupid rule.
Yeah.
so that they can travel back to their school, get
And
ready
there
for
are
school the next day.
students, too.
There was a game, Texas Tech versus somebody. Texas Tech, I think, was leading, and they shouldn't have been winning that game. Like, they weren't the favorite going into it. And they were up 10-6 or something at like 4:28 or something. So they started delaying
Smart. Very
so
smart.
that they could finish off the inning,
Yep.
and then it's over.
Yep.
And then they don't have to go to the next
I
inning.
lost
and they-
my hat.
So Jay said that's bleep, chicken bleep.
Yeah.
Grow a pair.
Yep.
You're acting scared and all that. And
That's
I
right.
went,
People didn't like him over that?
No, I went on the other side. If it's not against the rules, you go get the dub. Go get the win.
Also fair.
If that's in the rules, if there's nothing in the rules that says you can't do multiple mount visits, go do multiple mount visits. Your job is to go get the dub. And there's a lot of people that were agreeing with that part of it is you're playing to win. And I thought a lot more people would ultimately be like, come on,
I feel
grow a
like
pair.
it
Like,
can
go
be-
win that game. And then Jed Roberts came on and he even said, nah, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah. But I think both can be true at the same time,
I agree. That's a good point.
right? Like, I think you're 100% right, but also Jay's saying it's kind of a, chicken bleep move.
Mhm.
I think
You're
that's
scared.
absolutely true.
You're saying you're a little scared.
But we're going to take it, much like Vegas and the LTIR, we're going to take advantage of the rule book as
Yes.
it's right now.
If that's going to help us get a dub
Yeah,
and we don't have to risk the dub, yeah, I'm doing that.
absolutely.
I'd say that one I was saying they need to change some sort of rules.
Yep.
Like there'd be only so many mount visits or something. There's got to be a way. But
Well,
like you
and-
can't delay this inning. It's so much so that we
Defensive
can't
meetings
start
on the
or
field.
something.
Yeah. It is chicken crap. What is going on in here? It is chicken crap.
Somebody didn't know how
That
to
was
get
weird.
into this
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
They were trying to like push. Like what was that?
But if it's within the rules, it's fine.
Yeah.
Jay, Texas A&M versus Kentucky. Kentucky was leading over Texas A&M. So that's where. Thanks for the update on that, Jay. It was. Yeah, if I was a Texas Tech fan, I guess since I'd be furious.
Oh, yeah.
I would be furious.
Can I say this? The rule to begin with is stupid. You can't start an inning after 4:30, like because of travel and school. These guys don't go to their classes. Who are we kidding?
It's a fair point, too.
Come on.
Baseball,
Basket weaving.
Yeah, but
Little bit
still.
different. and it's not Oklahoma.
Come on.
Oklahoma's big in their baseball.
Yeah, they are. Vanderbilt's big too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 4:30, and it's eighth inning. Like, come on, you guys.
Well, Kentucky to A&M, it's not like you're.
That's a bit of a trek.
Yeah.
I don't think they're flying.
So.
I would think they
Oh
are.
no!
flying.
What's another hour?
Yeah,
I can see
exactly.
baseball doesn't fly.
Those are basically pro teams. They have
Do
huge budgets.
SEC baseball teams fly?
I don't like how they use metal
I'll go
bats.
charter.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
they've used them forever, right?
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't. Oh, one article from 2012. Do college baseball teams normally fly commercial? I'm sure most do, but it's closer to 40 people traveling. Okay. A lot of them will bus wherever they can. So maybe it's more. I just that's not the money of the school, unless you're
No.
Vanderbilt.
Texas A&M to where was the game being played?
Kentucky, I don't know where Kentucky plays.
Let's look it up on maps.
I think we got another game going on right away here.
Yeah, we do. Fernand's getting beat again.
Ooh,
Texas
calling them out.
A&M is in San Antonio.
Kentucky University.
No, Texas A&M's Dallas, isn't it?
I was gonna say Dallas, but
Yeah.
that's
University
only
of
because I know
Kentucky
three.
directions
cities in
to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Texas A&M University's in Dallas. It will take University of Kentucky. It'll take 12 hours, 51 minutes.
Of a drive.
Right
That's
now.
a fly.
Right now.
You got to fly that.
Yeah.
23 hours on train. Well, if you take public transit. 13 days to walk. 4 days to bike.
Eric can do it in 12.
Him walking in right when we got that big dump of snow, Was 2 days.
He's a trooper.
I was in on the morning show and he was walking down the road. I'm like, this psychopath. Like, just drive, man, please.
Nope.
Have you guys seen the forecast for the weekend?
It looks
It's
great.
Is it still like plus 15?
11 on Saturday, 10 on Sunday, 9 on Monday, 14 Tuesday, 11 on Wednesday.
Just don't jinx it for us. Okay?
And we
Yeah.
stopped going below 0 after Saturday night.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
The
Sunny.
spring has sprung.
Oh, baby. I'm on Weather Network, and I know
Environment
Murray
Canada.
doesn't like you. Environment, yes.
the way to
More
go.
scientific, whatever. Dare to dream, Arnold. Dare to dream.
At one point, I did see like my Monday was supposed to be like 20 or something like that, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
Fiddlesticks.
That was wishful.
It's coming
thinking.
soon. It's coming soon.
Clausen. Bring the heat.
So I can work on my tan. Need to really work on it.
Yeah. Well, you had a nice glow when you came back.
It's still
from
there.
Mexico.
Actually, I went to a friend's places on Sunday, Lucas and Chelsea's, and a lot of people noticed my tan still. I was very thankful for that.
Nice.
I worked on it. Hope it lasts. I'm going to get this summer to build on it.
Did you drink a lot on your Mexico trip? You were at an all-inclusive, right?
I never got, I think the one day I was feeling it by the end of the night, like a good buzz.
Yeah.
Most of, like I was drinking,
Yeah.
but I never got carried away with it.
That's one where you can ride a buzz most
But-
of the days.
I will say I screwed up, and Luke told me this after. I never even thought of this. I was doing a lot of mojitos throughout the day, and then go to Marg's at night.
Okay.
A lot of sugar.
That is a lot of sugar.
That like after a while, like I did like 2 days of like I'm doing just beer today because I can't have any more sugar.
Yeah.
Luke said you get the mojito sugar free. Ask for no sugar. I was like that would have been brilliant.
Good mojito.
Mojito's the one with the mint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the leafy things.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say?
What's
I
the
cut you
mint?
off. I apologize. Yeah. Yeah,
Is
the
it
leafy mint.
It's the mint.
Delicious.
They were great. Those Margs or those mojitos that they had were fantastic.
Do you work
Didn't
on
get the
tan now?
big.
Do I work on my tan?
Yeah.
No, I burn, Brendan.
Mm.
I burn.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're from the north. My mom's a little Polish lady, and my dad's family's from the Alps. We burn. I have fair skin, blonde hair. We just burn. It's very sensitive, delicate skin. Sucks.
How do you do?
I never work on my tan, but I don't know.
I don't think you'd burn too much.
I don't know. It's not awful. It's not great.
I'll
don't
go
know.
on my balcony. I get a lot of sun. You're north, and west
Northwest.
facing.
I get it the sun as of 2:30.
I'm
So I don't
directly
get the
south.
I don't get the key UV light.
Yeah, I'm directly south.
What's so funny?
Like, it's just I've never.
He spits facts.
Yeah.
I pay attention. I know when it hits my balcony because
Yeah.
I've looked because I've tried.
Well,
to sit
it
in
makes
there and-
sense why you would know what time it hits your balcony and whatnot. But like,
But I could go down to the amenities floor. I've done that. a
Oh,
couple
amenities
times.
floor is phenomenal.
And then you get the sun.
Yeah. And we have some very attractive people that live in our building
Nice.
that use it for their tanning purposes. But I'm
not attractive.
I didn't say
I would say
that.
you would be included
No,
in
I
that
didn't
list.
say you are, but I didn't say you aren't.
What do you
Because,
go
we
tanning?
have. I say I
Okay.
go there. Oh yeah, we have other like attractive people that do.
Now-
it. Not Matt.
Yeah, that's a risky game
don't-
to play.
Why?
Matt's a good-looking guy, but like I don't think
Well-
of him when I say attractive people because it's not what I'm looking at.
He's not attracted to man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's a good-looking
What's
guy.
The, what's
Does-
the,
You are a great-looking
what
guy,
was
but
the
yeah,
risky
sorry, man.
thing that you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, what do you tanning? You need to expose yourself a little bit.
Yeah, you wear your shorts.
Totally.
Roll up the shorts just slightly.
Yeah.
If there's
get a
other
little bit more
people
light.
that we would consider attractive out there,
Oh,
I got my music in. I'm
I'll
not
read
paying
a book.
attention.
yeah.
Well, I can't read a book.
I'll read a book.
Then the book's gonna get on my.
Well, you gotta go if you're
so
working
big
on your
brain.
back.
You're just sitting out like this, and you're just trying to make sure the rays hit your body. You can't put anything in the way. Like I got the wristband.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Mark,
you
and
do.
stuff.
I was
and I
looking at
worked
that
and
all
I
day,
hate it,
actually.
and it bothers me.
It is annoying.
So this wrist will get like some sun action at some point. I'll just
Yeah.
have to be like this for like an hour.
That's
Like
that's a bit
that's
odd.
commitment though.
Yeah, that's a
Like
bit
way to
odd.
be.
Throw some music in, and it's just very relaxing.
It is.
I don't mind sweating.
Get towel, beach towel in there. Because like we have the patio furniture. It's great, but you get your beach towel on there because you want to be courteous to everyone else. I get the sun on my balcony directly south, and then there's a 40-story tower that is blocking from like I actually know it's about like 10:30 to about 12:30 where it's right in the way. But then after that, you get sun for a good 4 or 5 hours. It's very nice. Or you go to the amenities floor. And then there's girls in swimsuits that also
Jeez.
tan.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. How about that?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Han Shorkoff says, Maddie, I thought you were an NCAA guy.
Yeah, because he was saying it was
A&M is
College Station. But I don't know where College Station is.
I think that's outside of Dallas.
It's Dallas. I don't know. Do you know how many schools
Like-
there are in college?
Like Texas.
And
Texas.
screw Texas A&M. Like, screw them. I don't cheer for the SEC teams.
Like Texas is Austin or Cedar Park, which is, it'd be like, or Oklahoma, OU's in Norman, OSU's in Stillman. But they're literally the bedroom communities of Oklahoma City. So it'd be like, oh, University of Alberta is, I know I'm lying here, but it's in Fort Saskatchewan, while MacEwan University is in Devon.
There's a lot of
It's
like
the same
communities that
yeah.
are built around the university.
Yeah,
It's become its
exactly.
own thing.
It's in Dallas. It's in Austin. It's, yeah. Texas Tech is San Antonio, I think. Right? Texas Tech?
I honestly, actually, that's one thing. I don't know the Texas area well.
Texas
I know a
is
lot of the
huge.
other schools. I don't know the Texas areas. I don't know where A&M is. I don't know where the Longhorns are. Obviously, I know where Houston is because it's University of Houston. If I don't know that one, I'm an idiot.
Lubbock.
Well, that'd be a tough one.
Yeah,
University of Houston. Is that one Dallas?
Yeah.
I don't know where TCU is. I know it's Texas Christian. I
Maybe
forgot
that's
where it is.
the one that's San Antonio.
Like, I don't, for some, whatever reason, the Texas universities, I don't know where they are, but I know a little bit of the, like Norman, I know Norman for some reason.
It's the home of Toby Keith.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Not Toby Keith, 2019 Grey Cup.
I love this bar.
Not a big country guy. Didn't know that.
Fort Worth. Oh, that's right. I saw it. Texas Christian is Fort
Which
Worth.
Fort Worth is
Just outside of Dallas.
Yeah, like Dallas is broken up. Like Frisco, Texas is right by Dallas.
Yes.
And stuff. Like that one is broken up into so many different names. and
Yeah,
stuff.
Dallas is
It's-
a big
The
city.
Dallas Metro is just wild.
Yeah, it's huge. Huge.
We got Duke though on Saturday. That's what matters. Durham, North Carolina's own Duke Blue Devils.
They're winning it? For real?
If they go to the finals, they win.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I can't say that. I'm not as worried
'Cause they
about
play
Houston. I'm worried
Auburn?
more. No, they play Houston.
They play Houston.
I'm more
and
worried
then
about Auburn, Florida.
Auburn, Florida.
I'm more worried about them. I think Duke should be able to beat Houston. It's the SEC teams, which, because out of nowhere, the SEC has become, well, not out of nowhere, but the last few years, they've become a basketball
weird.
program or conference.
Very
So
weird.
it's on Florida's historically been good at basketball.
Mhm.
Um,
But Auburn? Alabama? What are you guys doing playing basketball?
I know. That's what, but that's where I go. Like, I want it to be like, yeah, if Duke gets past Houston, they're going to win it all. But I can't say that. I'm more worried about the Monday game if they get past than I am on the Saturday game, which I'm still worried about Houston. These are the four best teams in the nation.
Well,
I like,
they all won seeds, right?
and they were great throughout the entire season, all four teams.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, well, who is like the ACC kind of was a trash conference this year. So is Duke really ready to take on a good program, a good school? Now they beat Bama, so that helps. But are they ready? And I don't think they trailed in that game for a second. But are they fully ready for Houston and / Auburn, Florida? I don't know.
Han
I hope
Shorkoff,
so.
Yeah, no.
still on this subject to an extent. Han Shorkoff says Texas Tech is in Lubbock, which is far from everyone else. If I remember correctly, that's Northwest Texas. TCU is in Dallas. San Antonio is UTSA, University of Texas at San Antonio.
I'm a big Roadrunners fan.
Okay. And then I replied to Han Shorkoff, okay, I, like Maddie, don't have my Texas University locations dialed in. And then Han Shorkoff replied with another cut towards you. Maddie, just not a true NCAA guy, appears, which is fine, I guess.
That's fine.
And then
I'm not a Texas guy.
Dave in Section T says College Station is northeast of Austin.
The only reason I'm a Roadrunners fan is I remember when they first launched their football program. They used it to me as like, oh, there's this a new football program like this. That was weird to me. And the former head coach who won the last national title with Miami Hurricanes, Larry Coker, became their coach for the first few years. So I was like, let's go Roadrunners. I don't actually cheer for them. I just say, it's the Roadrunners. My favorite Texas school.
But I just Google mapped College Station and it's northwest of Houston. It looks like, unless they have multiple college
That
stations.
could be like a satellite campus that they might have. That could be the case of that one. We've got Lock Shop coming up in a few minutes. We've got 2 guys and a goalie today. We've got EST Afternoons, Hernan and Gager, unless Hernan's going to be quitting because he can't win at Tecmo. We got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne without Reed Wilkins, though I am in with Jay today. 7:30, GCL Diesel Oilstream pregame show. Tommy, Hernan, Cass will get you set for Oilers Sharks, as well as they will have the postgame show for you, recapping all the action. Thanks to everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, live right here in your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, Edmonton Sports Talk. On behalf of Brendan, the intern, Tom Gazzola, I am Matt Iwanyk. Again, thanks for tuning into the Hangout. Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,